Well, good morning and welcome back to our final fabulous segment here on City Line. With me, I have someone who I've only had the pleasure of looking at when we were Zooming from my kitchen. And I have to tell you, she's so much better in person. She was great on Zoom, but this is the real deal. Please join me in welcoming Jessica Smith. You are the Managing Director of the Tacoma Historical Society. Welcome to the couch.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's great to see you in person. My goodness. So you have an exhibit which I think is so timely because we are swirling amongst Pride and we are diving into Tacoma's Pride in just a short amount of time here. You have a new exhibit called Finding Home, LGBTQ and Communities in Tacoma. Tell us about this exhibit. Don't leave anything out.
All right. We're actually really excited. It was an exhibit that we opened up at the end of March, so it's already been up for a little while and it's going to continue to be up through the end of the year. But it's such a great exhibit because it brings together the communities that came together in Tacoma to create a safe place for everyone and to create a place where people felt that they had a home in Tacoma, which is so unique, I think, to Tacoma. And so basically what happened, and it's kind of a great story of how it came about, is that our curator, some people may not know that we actually moved during the pandemic.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, so we moved from Pac Ave up to Tacoma Avenue.
Huge move.
Yeah, so we had to move all of those collections items. And of course, as you're doing that, they're going through and finding interesting things they didn't know existed or that were mystery items.
It's like cleaning out your closet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, things that they'd forgotten about, and they found a painting that had been accessioned twice. And so our curator, Elizabeth Korsmo, did some more digging into it to kind of figure out, well, what is this item and why is it in here twice? How did it get in here? And she found that it was a painting by John Eccles, who was a gay rights activist in the 1950s. Wow. And so that led her down a rabbit hole of doing more research. And she just thought, hey, there is this huge story about Tacoma that, you know, Tacoma Historical Society has yet to give a platform to. And so it kind of developed from there. Looking into it, we were trying to decide what angle did we want to go, what would be great, and we realized that we really needed it to be a platform for all these wonderful organizations in Tacoma who are helping the LGBTQ plus community. And it kind of went from there, and she just started talking to all these different groups. And we wanted to make sure that the exhibit was a chance for them to tell their own story, to let the rest of Tacoma know what they wanted to know about themselves. And we really wanted to make sure that that was the case, that we were not the ones authoring it, we were not the ones telling it, but that we were helping them create a place where they could tell it.
You were just the vessel, weren't you?
Yeah.
So Tacoma Historical Society will have a booth this year at the Pride Festival.
That's right.
And Pride goers will have an opportunity to help create something called a Community Pride Scrapbook. What is that all about?
We're very excited about this. So we were trying to figure out what we wanted to do because we wanted to be more than just a booth. We wanted to be able to interact. And so we decided what we're gonna do is there'll be a hands-on activity down at our booth. We'll have, and also up at the museum actually. So if you're down at the booth or if you wanna go up and visit the museum so you can see the exhibit, there'll be opportunities for people to also participate up there. So kind of two different stations. And we'll have all these supplies for people to create scrapbook pages to kind of give a snapshot of their experience at Pride in 2022 in Tacoma. So you'll have an opportunity to take a picture and include your picture in there, decorate it however you want, write whatever you want. You can keep it anonymous, you can write all your details, whatever you want. And the idea is that we'll collect all of these scrapbook pages and we're going to digitize them and create a book out of them so that people will have the opportunity in the future to get a copy themselves. And then we'll also have this wonderful snapshot of the city of Tacoma and its wonderful Pride community in our collections for future generations to see.
It's a time capsule, only
Yeah,
it's living and
exactly.
breathing and evolving. Oh my gosh. Okay,
Yeah.
so how can people get involved?
So we, again, just want to hope that everybody comes to Pride. 'Cause
Yes.
obviously, you just want to
Yep.
be there. It's going to be fantastic. But come visit our booth. Or, like I said, you can go up to our museum, which will be open. We'll have extended hours that day, so it will be open until 5 o'clock, so 11 to 5. Either way, you come up and just let us know that that's what you want to do, and we'll have a whole station set up with all the supplies you need. And then we'll make sure to get your information in case, later on you would like to get a copy yourself. We'll make sure to let the community know that, hey, it's been digitized, it's ready, it's available. So we're just really excited. So make sure to come by and stop by and see us either at the museum or at our booth.
I think about all of the organizations, the Rainbow Center, Oasis, PCAF, AHAT. Who am I missing?
There are
There's so many in anybody who touches the LGBTQ community has a chance to put an imprint in this book, and that is incredible. If that wasn't enough, then we have monthly virtual programs. So tell us about those.
So we do a monthly virtual program. They used to be in person, but of course with the pandemic we switched to virtual, and we've kind of stuck to that because we found that we can reach quite a few people. But now that we're being able to do things in person, we can kind of do both. We can do in-person events and virtual. And so most of the time our communications manager goes out and finds various different people who are interested in interviewing, and they're all on our YouTube page, free for anybody to watch at any time. So, they'll premiere, but then they're just up there. So you can go back and you can watch all the ones that we've done over the past few years, which is some really, really great content. And this July, the virtual program is going to feature Speaker of the House, Lori Jenkins.
Oh, how much do we love her?
Yeah. So, she came and visited our exhibit. She was one of the people that helped us. That was one of the great things about the exhibit, is that so much of it came from individuals who came and said, hey, I have this item. Would you like to put it on the exhibit? And literally almost everything that is in there is loaned items from individuals and from these groups like the Diversity Alliance of Puget Sound, that came, the Rainbow Center, Oasis, PCAF, they came and they said, hey, we have these things, we'd like to loan it to you to display for the exhibit. And so it's really the only reason this exhibit even happened was because of all of those people coming together and helping us.
I love that. Rumor has it that the Tacoma Historical Society is getting a little gritty this year. You'll be at the Grit City Comic Show.
Yes.
What do you have planned?
Well, that's another thing we're really excited about, because this is something that is a little bit more unique, I think, something that we haven't really done before. And it really stems from the fact that I'm actually, besides being a big history nerd, just a nerd in general and love all those things. And of course, we had the new Dune movie come out, and of course, Dune Peninsula. And so we asked Grit City Comic Book Show and said, hey, would you be interested in just having a mini exhibit about Dune and Frank Herbert and Frank Herbert's Tacoma? And they were like, yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We'll have a mini exhibit up that will talk about the connection between Frank Herbert and when he lived in Tacoma and lived in the area, and kind of the Tacoma he saw, and kind of how it related to the book and how it influenced it. And then beyond that, after the show is over, so after the con is over, we'll have like a little after show thing where we'll be showing Dune the movie at the Grand Cinema.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, and we'll have a panel discussion with some experts to start off the movie. And so we're really excited to kind of do this kind of just a little fun little take on some things that we haven't really had a chance to touch before.
Some people don't know that the deep connection with Frank Herbert here, and I know Eric Hanberg is our local resident, Commissioner Hanberg. So I can't wait to see who's going to be on that panel. How can our viewers keep up to date with all that is opening and evolving and premiering?
The best way to do it is to either follow us on Facebook. That's a really good one, because you'll be able to get, what events are happening and different stuff that's happening in the museum. Of course, going onto our website at tacomahistory.org is another way to check up on what's happening. And then even better yet, become a member.
There you go.
You know, it's not too much. It's $25 for just an individual. So become a member. You'll get you know, a monthly email that's telling you about what's going on, and then of course we have our Destiny City newsletter that comes out 4 times a year that will also kind of tell you, and so it's a great way to, you know, keep apprised of what's going on, and we've got a lot of really great things coming, especially for next year, so we're excited.
Oh, I love that. I mean, I just love being there and opening every drawer and looking at everything, and the smell of history, because history does have a smell to it.
It's just true, yeah.
It's just so incredible. Thank you to you and for all of your team that we couldn't get on the couch here yet today, for all that you take care of, that you treasure, that you steward, and also thank you on behalf of the LGBTQ community for giving us this beautiful gift of a scrapbook. And don't be a stranger, okay?
Sounds good. Thank you.
Well, that wraps up another great segment of City Line. It is always a pleasure and a privilege to be in your home. We've given you some great things to think about in this past hour. So go out there, be a part of the tapestry, and above all, pay it forward. And when you come back, as always, we'll be waiting for you right here at City Line. Take care.